Hi, everyone. I hope you've been enjoying reading about trees and learning about them this week. I know that when I've been thinking about this lately and been paying more attention to trees and reading these stories about trees, it's made me really appreciate how lucky we are to have trees in our life. Trees can make things more beautiful. They give us some of the things that we need. They give us oxygen to breathe, but also things like fruits to eat and a fun place to have a tree house or play hide and seek, a place for animals that we care about to live. And so I wanted to read a story to you today that is a story about a child who has kind of a special relationship to a tree. The title of this book is Maple, and it's by Lori Nichols. I'm excited for you to hear it. Maple. Maple loved her name. When she was still a whisper, her parents planted a tiny tree in her honor. So look at that, she's not born yet. I can see her mom is pregnant. And even though Flavia, Millie Jane, Lena, Lily, and Constance were all good names, Maple was the perfect fit. And as Maple grew, so did her tree. Sometimes when Maple was noisy, which was a lot, her parents sent her outside to play. Her tree didn't mind if she was loud. Maple would sing to her tree and sway for her tree and sometimes even pretend to be a tree. On Sundays, when the wind was just right, Maple would simply lie under her tree and its leaves would dance just for her. Then one day, Maple noticed her tree was bare. Maple was worried her tree might get cold. Do you see this? So it's bare. It lost its leaves. Doesn't have anything covering it. So Maple took off her jacket and gave it to the tree to stay warm. Sometimes Maple wished she had someone else to play with. The tree wasn't very good at throwing snowballs. She wondered if the tree felt the same way. So Maple introduced her tree to a friend. That friendship didn't last. Can you see what happens? It looks like she introduced the tree to a big snow person or a snow blob. And what happened? It melted. But Maple and her tree still had each other. Through winter and spring. Then one day, something surprising happened. What do you notice in the illustrations here? What do you think is kind of something surprising? I think I see a new plant growing. What do you think it might be? Any ideas? Then something really surprising happened. Now what do you notice? I noticed something about her mom. What do you see? It looks like maybe her mom has a baby growing in her tummy again. Maybe she's pregnant. Maple became a big sister. Maple tried to be a good big sister. If the baby was cold, Maple gave the baby her hat and gloves. If the baby was lonely, Maple would share her special friends. But Maple couldn't always make the baby happy. And when the baby was noisy, which was a lot, Maple would take her outside to play. And something magical happened. Here's Maple's maple tree. And look, this tree is growing too. Let's see, something magical happened. Maple's tree danced for them both. And there was just enough room under the tree for Maple and her little sister, Willow. So they named her Maple and her Willow, and guess what? This looks like a willow tree growing. Isn't that neat? They both have names that match their trees. That's kind of a special connection to have. I hope that you enjoyed that story and that it was fun to think through some ways that you can maybe enjoy a tree and find a tree that's special to you. I think that's really neat that she had her own tree that she loved and that she spent time with. Maybe there's one in your yard or in a park near your house that you could also get to spend a little extra time with and see if that brings you some happiness like it brought Maple. I am excited to keep learning more about trees with you. I hope you're thinking about what you are already learning about trees and that we can work together to figure out what are some new things we'd like to learn. Maybe you can start to think of some questions for us to do a little research about so we can keep being good scientists and good learners together. I hope you all take care and I will see you soon.